What is up, Chicago Bears fans? It is Bears versus Vikings, Week 12 on Monday Night Football. Justin Fields versus Josh Dobbs. It is going to be an NFC North matchup that we've been waiting for. I hate not watching the Bears on Sundays, even though they give me Monday scaries, Sunday scaries, you name it. But it's good to have them back on Monday night. And also, it's good to have back my good friend and co-host, Tony Cepeda. Tony, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I bundled up because it's actually starting to flurry outside. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. But yeah, it's a nice cold weather game in a dome in Minnesota, but should be fun.
Because Minnesota doesn't like real football like Bears fans do. We absolutely love the cold. And if you're ready for the cold tonight and you're ready for the game, please hit that like button on this video. It helps get more people to tune in and watch as Bears fans. Make sure that you also share with your close friends and family and hit that subscribe button with notifications for all Chicago Bears news. But to start off today with the Chicago Bears, Bears are underdogs in this game. The money line, according to DraftKings, is plus 140. And we have our expert, Tony Cepeda, in order to bet. What are you doing with this money line? Are you taking it, or what are you doing here?
Well, first of all, Ron, thank you. I appreciate the nice comments on my hat. It has been a tough year of me betting the Bears because I just blindly bet the money line. It's not smart, but it's what I do. It's my heart. If anything, I am probably taking the spread at +3. DraftKings, as you mentioned, Nick, is going to be your best odds. Their juice is minus 105. So if you bet, let's say $105, you'll win 100, as opposed to the other places that are offering +3. It's 110 to win 100. Line shop, that's where you make the money. The plus 140 money line, if you are going to take the Bears, which, let's be honest, I'm going to do it right before game time. DraftKings and I believe also Caesars has you at plus 140, so that's good. FanDuel is the worst odds, plus 134. Not a huge difference if you're not betting a lot, but it's nice to, rake in those extra couple bucks when the Bears win. So Bears spread, Bears money line. Probably not going to win. Don't blame me if you lose money, but I'm taking it.
Well, I think that's going to be an upset tonight. And if you guys think so too, put your thoughts in the comments section. But let's go into why I think the Bears have a good shot tonight, Tony. And that's because no Justin Jefferson or Kirk Cousins for the Minnesota Vikings tonight. It has to be a win. I mean, you haven't had Justin Jefferson in over 6 weeks for Minnesota. You don't have Kirk Cousins, who played the Bears last time and barely beat them at Soldier Field. So now you have Josh Dobbs, who lost to the Broncos. Yes, we lost to the Broncos, but if you look at the record, it's a lot different story. So Tony, kind of just to go through that, how much of an impact on the game is this going to have with no Justin Jefferson or Kirk Cousins?
It's going to be massive. Justin Jefferson, I think everyone can agree, is a top 2 wide receiver in the NFL. If you think Jamar Chase is 1, that's really the only argument I think there. So that's going to be great. We got to shut down, obviously, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. No Kirk Cousins. It's funny. Kirk Cousins is such a weird quarterback but for the last, 3 games, I think, we can't beat him. Whatever it is, he's just a solid, consistent quarterback, which is why the Vikings haven't won Super Bowls. However, he is a guy that can be tough to beat. And I'll give him that. We'll talk about Dobbs later on. I have a bunch of Dobbs comments. Don't you worry. But it is matching up, or it's setting up nicely for the Bears' mediocre defense to have a chance.
Well, and it's funny because David comes in here and puts up a nice little comment about what also is going to impact this game, and that's the Bears coaching, because Justin Fields doesn't win or lose games. The Bears team loses winner games. And honestly, it falls on the coaches. I tweeted it out a couple minutes before we started this live stream, guys, but the Bears' biggest factor is going to be Velus Jones Jr., Matt Eberflus, and Luke Getsy. That is who is going to win or lose this game for you. And like you're saying, David, the Bears lose as a whole. So going back to what we're talking about, no Justin Jefferson or Kirk Cousins has to be a win. I'm excited because this is a game where Montez Sweat is supposed to get a ton more snaps. He's only been at flirting with about 60% of defensive snaps. It's obviously gone up game over game, but I'm excited to see what he does against, especially Josh Dobbs. You have to be able to stop that guy. I have him running over 25 yards, but that's about it. I have a feeling that Minnesota's running game is not going to do anything for this team. And Tony, kind of to go through, I've got a couple more comments. We got one more from right over here. Fields once again is about to show us that he is not the guy, but yet again, you're on making videos saying he's the guy. Hey, what is that? Tony, you got any comments to this?
I do. So, all right. I was going to say we were going to talk about what Fields needs to do to win this game. So I'm just going to get right into that comment now, and then I'll hit what this person is talking about too. So first of all, he's got to keep moving his feet. Just going to go with that. Just keep moving your feet. Good things happen. The opponent has to guard, obviously, the threat of the run as well as the pass. We saw that last week. I watched the film, not to brag. It was very apparent most of the game until the end when the coaches kind of, dial back the playbook. But that's a different story. But honestly, Justin Fields won the game last week with that throw to Tyler Scott. A professional quarterback made a professional pass to a professional receiver that has to catch the ball. It's his fault. No disrespect to Tyler Scott. It's okay. Tank season, learning moment. We're going to move on. Probably helps us in the grand scheme of things. The defense lost that game. The defense couldn't get a freaking stop to save their life at the end. And obviously, Matt Eberflus.
That's on Eberflus, by the way. Yes.
Yes.
So
to touch on the Montez Sweat thing, when he's like, man, that guy should have more snaps. Hope he gets them. Like, dude, you are in charge of that. How? Oh, okay. Sorry, I've been sitting on that all week.
No, I mean, Matt Eberflus is a huge problem. I mean, like, he does have a good, the Bears defense is a lot better than last year. I mean, since Alan Williams has also left, the Bears defense has been playing a lot better. But at the same time, they're still losing games. Why? Because Matt Eberflus doesn't know how to close or adjust. So we're talking about Justin Fields now. We'll get to that in a minute on Matt Eberflus. But, Tony, you kind of said it. He's got to use his legs. Like, when Justin Fields uses his legs, good things happen for this team. He ran over 100 yards last week. He threw for over 180 yards last week and looked pretty darn good. No interceptions either. You can't say anything about that. Yes, there was a fumble at the end, but I honestly put all blame on Luke Getsy for that, because the Bears should have never been in that position in order for that, type of thing to happen. So for Justin Fields, what he needs to do, first, use his legs, go rogue, go against the coaching staff, and do what you do best in order to get good yardage. I mean, the Bears have to get a win before the bye week. On top of that, do smart passes. I mean, Tony, we'll get to that in a minute. But I think that Justin Fields needs to kind of do what Tyson Bagent was doing in short throws, consistent throws, move the chains. It opens it up downfield. And then you throw it to guys like Tyler Scott, who are supposed to catch the ball. But Justin Fields needs to have a balanced offensive attack here. And I think that's what the Bears need to do. And then finally, get the ball to DJ Moore and target him more than 9 times. The Bears are 3-0 when DJ Moore is targeted more than 9 times in a game. You're paying a guy over $20 million. I would hope he is targeted a little bit more often. Tony, any more comments before we go to the Bears run game?
No, you summed it up pretty well. I did like I said, again, not to brag, I watched the film of this past week. Mooney actually was getting the ball a good amount. It was like the first half, middle of the game when they were feeding him, and it was like 17 yards downfield. Those long crossing routes where he's coming from the other side. Fields is rolling out on a naked boot or whatever the play was. I agree. You got to keep getting him the ball. He is a good receiver. I know. I agree. Feed DJ Moore, but if DJ Moore's not open, Mooney's your next guy. So I totally agree with you here, token beastie.
Yeah, no, I mean, DJ Moore, I mean, I'm going to go talking on that one. I will say this, is that when Darnell Mooney is targeted, good things happen. He's averaging over 17.5 yards per catch over the last 5 games, but he's only been targeted 20 times. So he's averaging 4 targets per game and only 13 receptions to speak to that. It's getting annoying how bad things are getting in regards to that. And also, it's not allowing Mooney to show himself if he deserves an extension or not. So I hope that Fields goes crazy passing it to Mooney, DJ Moore, and Cole Kmet tonight. Wow, we got some more people entering. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please hit the like button on this video and also make sure you subscribe with notifications for all Chicago Bears updates. We appreciate you guys tuning in. But the next topic of the game for today is going to be the Bears backfield. Khalil Herbert is going to be 100% this game. He's no longer being worked in. He's got to be in the game plan because Deontay Foreman's out. And then Rashawn Johnson also is leading the way for the Bears rushing attack. Tony, I know you're a big Rashawn Johnson guy. I know we love Khalil Herbert, who's averaging over 5 yards per carry so far this season. But against this Minnesota defense, who is pretty tough against the run, not as good as the Bears, obviously, because the Bears are number 1 against the rush, but a tough team. How is the balance going to go, and who are you giving the rock more to?
You posed this question to me earlier in the day, and I was trying to think. Honestly, they just got to keep using them as a 1-2 punch. I really think they do. This is going to be a heck of a comparison, so I'm not saying that they are these guys, but the Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, Browns, where it's just keep coming at them with fresh legs. The legs feed the wolf, as they say in Miracle. So they're, like I said, beautiful 1-2 punch. Both guys have been able to have a positive impact in both the running and the receiving, the catching, passing game, however you want to word it. That's what these other teams dream about having. If the Jets had that, if Dalvin Cook was semi-serviceable, they would have an unstoppable run game. So I think we have to play to that strength. We have an awesome just gift, the fact that we have 2 competent running backs. And I think I'd be fine with switching off. It doesn't have to be every series. Let the game play out, but I'm fine with switching back and forth.
I also wish that we did not get rid of Darrington Evans because he would be fantastic in this situation now that with Deontay Foreman out, which the Bears should have never had as a healthy scratch, by the way. Want to go back real quick, Tony. We got some people talking about back to the Justin Fields comment. I feel like everyone's starting to put your thoughts in the comment section. Everybody, throw some questions out there. We got a ton of time. We'll be throwing them up and we'll be answering your questions live for you guys. But Matthew, good to hear from you, man. For the love of God, give Fields a good game plan. Rollouts, moving out of the pocket, quick strikes, play to his strengths. Could not agree more. Fields, Tony, I want to hear your thoughts on it, but when Fields rolls out, and I think against this Minnesota defense, it just opens everything up so much more for him. And it works. I mean, it's not that the Bears offensive line is bad like last year. They're still not there. I hope to see a good game out of them again tonight. But even when they're playing good, have good rollouts for Fields because it just makes more time in the pocket and more throws, and especially those beautiful tosses to Cole Kmet every single time on the rollout. But Tony, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I totally agree. Obviously the successes, we've seen the successes, but even when the play breaks down and they're doing these rollouts, they're doing these naked boots, there were multiple times where Cole Kmet missed kind of the kick out block he was supposed to have to take out, I think it was usually Aiden Hutchinson, just something to kind of give Fields the time to roll out. He still has the legs. He has the ability to get around these guys, make these jump passes, which they haven't always worked in the past, but they did last week. He was making these crazy little back foot throws to, like you said, to Kmet, to Mooney, to DJ Moore. And good things happen when Justin Fields is on the move. I think they did a good job at the first 3 quarters-ish, 2.5 quarters. They got away from it. And I mean, that's why the offense stalled in the 4th quarter. So we got to get back to it.
And also, Ernest, thanks for tuning in, man. Everyone keep throwing your thoughts in the comment section. Any questions you guys have, we love to talk with you guys during the live streams. But Mooney is silently a Viking killer. I mean, he has had some of his career games against the Minnesota Vikings and in Minnesota. He had that crazy one-handed catch last year. I mean, we were at the Murphy's viewing party for that, and everyone went berserk. But this is where Mooney thrives up north in Minnesota. I hope that if he does, unfortunately, leave the Bears, he doesn't go there because he does well. But you got to throw Mooney the ball. He's a guaranteed first down. He's a guaranteed playmaker, and he stretches out your offense so much. This is supposed to be Justin Fields' favorite wide receiver, best relationship, and you got to put a game plan around him. Tony, what are your predictions tonight for Darnell Mooney?
Ooh, that's interesting. So here's going to be, it's not Justin Fields hate. I love him. It's criticism, slight criticism. What it does seem like with Mooney, at least this year, is Justin is going first read, DJ Moore, not there, kind of overlooking the middle of the field, which is usually where Mooney is, those long crossers. and kind of goes down to Komet or whatever the check down is. So if he can start, if he, like you said, against the Vikings, that's that's when Darnell Mooney eats. If he can start seeing kind of those 15-yard crossing routes when Mooney is just running wide open behind the linebackers in front of the safeties, I think Darnell Moore will have 8
Darnell
catches
Moore. Who's
for.
that, Tony?
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at a poster behind my. I'm just reading it off. Darnell Mooney will have 8 catches for 129 yards, and channel his inner DJ Moore.
Are you putting over receptions, over yards, and over touchdowns today for Mooney on a crazy parlay?
Money on it. Might be more of an off the cuff prediction, as some might say, but yeah, maybe I will just to back it up.
There we go. And you got Ron right here going, I still think the game is on the hinges of the Vikings defense, and if they can confuse Fields. Hopefully, this is where the progression is going to show, and this really shows if Fields is the guy, especially if he's able to shake off that quote-unquote confusion, what they're trying to throw at him. That is going to determine who Justin Fields is as a quarterback and if he is the guy. Now moving into our next subject, guys. Before we do, again, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and put your thoughts in the comment section. We're throwing them up during the middle of the show, so make sure you get your thoughts out there. Ask us any questions about the game tonight. We're happy to answer them. We already hit on a little bit about Herbert and Johnson for Bears leading rusher. But Tony, let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go into our 3 keys of the game for tonight.
Yes, so I had mentioned, I had teased that I would talk about Josh Dobbs. So here's my quick little Josh Dobbs summary plus key. The Pastronaut, a.k.a. the Dominator, a.k.a. Josh Dobbs. He's no joke when he gets rolling, I will say. They beat, the Broncos. I know we were laughing at them at the start of the year. The Bears should have beat them. But basically after that game, that's when they got it. They might be the hottest team in the league. The hottest bad team in the league is what I'll call it. They nearly beat him. So my first key is going to be Dobbs will make early mistakes. That's what he does. That's what he's done his whole career. Capitalize on them. And then after we do capitalize on them, which we will, because the Bears, they always capitalize. Don't let him get going late, because he has some magic in him, some little Tebow magic. I don't know what it is that helps him with these late game comebacks. So foot on the neck, don't let up. Key 1. Key 2, Cole Kmet, be a better blocker in the run game. I kind of mentioned it before. A lot of 1 yard or less runs that could have been 7+ last week if he just kind of kicked out the guy on the edge. And third,
I feel like Komet's been doing better, though. I mean, I know last week was a little different. He had Aiden Hutchinson going against him, but he did good against Max Crosby. He did good against Hunter. I'm just saying, I agree that he's got to bounce back, but he's been better.
No, I totally agree. This is almost coming from he has shown us what he can do. So when he has kind of a little down game in the run blocking department, like last week, it's okay. We expect more of you. We know you can do it. That's how it's supposed to come off. So I apologize if that wasn't clear. He was just kind of throwing himself at Hutchinson's feet, who was kind of avoiding it. So he's just got to make better solid contact on that edge rusher. We'll gain way more yards on our runs, kind of up the B gap, out the C gap. What was the last one? Oh, yeah. Make a stop on defense. Easy key. Just make a stop on defense when we need it. Obviously, you're not going to stop them every time. Both teams get paid to play football. I get that. But when we are just we just need one stop to win the game. That's all we need. Okay, we need one stop in these 2 drives to win the game. Make one of them. That's all we need. Eberflus, I'm looking at you.
So I'm going to actually go that route. I'm going to be the coaching 3 keys of what the coaching staff needs to do, because I'm a couch coach, and that's the best kind of coach you can have, because those coaches are always correct. Matthew, I see you putting your 3 keys in the comments. I'm going to throw them up after mine. I see that you're typing them right now. But what my 3 keys to the game. For Matt Eberflus' start, we hit on it earlier. You got to play Montez Sweat more than 75% of the game. He has to be in your game plan. You brought him in. You're paying him $24.5 million over the next 4 years. He needs to be a game wrecker for this team. It's going to be special. And you get pressure on the quarterback. That opens it up for Yannick. That opens it up for Billings. That also opens it up for Jones. And then you got to make sure, on top of it, kind of the whole key is repetition. You got to get Javon Dexter Sr. and Zach Pickens in there. Those guys are doing a great job as rookies. I mean, Javon Dexter is the second best rookie defensive tackle behind Jalen Carter, according to PFF. Take that as you want. I know some people don't like that, but from a minimum snap perspective, he's doing a fantastic job. And also, yes, Ron, we all are couch coaches. But let's go back. So that's number one. Number two, also hit on earlier, you have to target DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney. Mooney more than 5 times, Moore more than 9 times. Darnell Moore, according to Tony, is going to be active tonight, and that's a total of 14 plus targets for tonight. So that's what the Bears need to do. They need to target their big guys. And then finally, number 3, Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright have to hold the edges from getting to Justin Fields. You take away their guys from getting pressure on Fields, this is going to be a really good game for the Chicago Bears. And I think that the Bears, I think, can pull this off. They've done well in prime time so far this year. They're 2-0 in prime time, evening prime time. Just want to put that out there. Evening prime time. So just want to, isn't DJ Mooney playing tonight? Very good, Ron. Ron's just got those zingers tonight. Okay. So Matthew, before we go ahead, 3 keys: maintain the runtime and don't put anything on Justin. Hold your predictions on defense, dang it, and create a player-friendly game script for these guys. It's on you, Flus. Absolutely. Couldn't have been said better. So great job. Matthew, thanks for tuning in, man. Always appreciate it. Again, keep throwing your comments in the comment section, guys. We're going to be on here for a few more minutes. And as always, if you please, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Helps us grow. We'll have more of these live streams moving forward. But let's go into our score predictions. Until we're going to probably get some more comments here in a little bit on what everyone wants to see. But Tony, let's kick off score predictions for tonight for Bears versus Vikings.
All right. So one team in the last 6 weeks has scored over 20 points against the Vikings. It was shockingly the Falcons. So do with that what you will. But I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think, the last game was 19-13. I think the Chicago Bears will win, and it will be 20-17. So take the under, I think. Can't remember what the under was. Oh, yeah, it's 43. So take the under, take the Bears, money line, spread, and don't blame me if you lose money.
Yes, we are not responsible for your gambling habits. But, okay, Joseph Gateman, 31-17. I would love this score, by the way. It'd be like another Commanders game. Does that mean that we get another head coach fired? Because Matt Eberflus is so bad, he's getting people fired because owners are like, you should be beating that guy every single time. Love that score, Joseph. Thanks for the comment. Ernst, 27-20 Bears. Okay, I like that because that guarantees you your 2 touchdowns from Darnell Mooney or DJ Mooney or Darnell Moore, whoever Tony is talking about over here. And then you get your DJ Moore touchdown. And hey, I mean, you can't, Carlos Santos does not miss extra points. So then you get your couple of field goals there. Santana, 24-20 Bears, bear down. I love to hear that. Here comes Ron. The game ends 11-6 Bears, just to be different. So wait, 11-6. So you would have to, you got to get a safety in there, right?
Could be a touchdown, 2-point conversion and
a field goal.
And a field goal, right? Yeah.
Ron, you gotta comment back real quick if you want a safety or not. Is that your score prediction in there? Here we go. Darnell Moore. Okay, that's gonna be a running joke with everybody in the chat now. So every time we log on, you have to say Darnell Moore for Tony whenever he's talking about either Darnell Wright, Darnell Mooney, or DJ Moore.
Darnell Wright, I like it. Yep.
Ron saying there's going to be a safety tonight. All right. And then Matthews coming in with 24-17 Bears. I really like Ernest's 27-20. I think is a good score for tonight for the Bears. I want to see, Joseph, I want to see yours. I really want to see a 31-point game. So just so everyone knows, we are officially part of the NFC North Roundtable hosted by Roundtable Sports. And our guy, One Bar, who represents the Minnesota Vikings, was on the roundtable last week when we were going over Bears versus Vikings and said if the Bears beat the Vikings by 30 points, he will come onto the live stream Wednesday night butt-ass naked. And he said, I'm going for it. And it might get him kicked off YouTube, but he's lost to the Bears by 30 points. So just putting that out. Tony, you were going to say something real quick.
I was just laughing at the
There's nothing to that.
the possibility of that. Yeah, get us all. It'd be worth it. It'd be worth it. Our final show is just making fun of a Vikings fan butt naked.
For butt naked and
they're
losing
butt
it all. I love you, one bar. I love you, one bar. He's a good guy. Good guy. Honestly, the ways the Bears have been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a safety. I mean, I could see it. Why Montez Sweat? Oh my God. Santana, if Montez Sweat has a safety tonight, or if he records a safety tonight, you are being sent a Montez Sweat Bears jersey. Just putting that out there. So make sure that you comment on the next video. When we do our highlight video, will be posted either later tonight, depending on how late tonight's game goes, or tomorrow morning. If Montez Sweat gets a safety, you will get one. And one other lucky person, we'll go through a subscription list. Joseph's over at Positive Thinking, bro. We need it. I want to put that out there. And this is kind of directed at Ron a little bit, but it's because Ron is, I call him my YouTube dad. So just so everyone knows, Ron S is this channel's YouTube dad, because he gives the honest answers and he also criticizes us when we need it. So I will say this, we are optimistic, but it drives me freaking nuts when people are negative. And Ron is negative, but then he always spins it at the end to make it nice. Tony, I don't know how you feel about it, but let's just put some positive energy out in the world that the Bears are going to win tonight.
I agree. Yeah, to touch on Ron for sure. He's the perfect checks and balances that we need. We're the three systems of government here. We need those checks and balances, and I appreciate it because we're talking about a 3-win Bears team here, 4-win Bears team. No, 3-win Bears team. I don't even know anymore. I've stopped.
Going to be 4 tonight.
Tonight. I already factored in the 4. That's what it was. My apologies there. It's the right we need. We kind of need a little, hey, more likely than not, we lose football games. Don't forget that. But I think they win tonight.
And Joseph, if this happens in the second quarter, I will also get you a Kyler Gordon jersey, any color you want. So just putting that out there. Ron, do you want anything? Because, I'm kind of handing this out like hotcakes. Let's see. Ron's going to go, I want a better draft pick. Guarantee it. We're going to wait for the comment real quick, but we already put our score predictions in there. Ernest, while Ron's typing his comment, which, love that. Ron, thank you for tuning in. I think they'll win, but Harbaugh will be our coach next season. Tony, do you want Harbaugh to be the next coach?
We need a winner, man. We need someone who's won everywhere he's gone, except for, I guess, as a Bears quarterback. But we need a coach that wins football games. That's what we need. And, he may be the wrong guy. It might be even more of a circus behind the scenes. But why? Why not? I don't know. Are we above getting a good football, like what's seen as a good overall football coach? I don't know. We're in such a desperate spot here. That's my thought.
And also, by the way, that's what Ron wanted tonight. He wanted a better draft pick. Okay, wait. Actually, while everyone is in this chat, we got a minute or two more here. I want to bring up real quick. We're gonna kind of hint at it. Tony, I want to hear your take because I already have the video ready to go. It'll be up either tomorrow or it's gonna be up tomorrow at some point, probably later in the afternoon for everyone watching. But if you're the Bears and you have that number 1 overall pick from Carolina, are you keeping it or are you trading it back and getting a haul?
I think it probably depends on what our actual pick is, because if we, all right, let's get crazy here. We win
our
2 more games.
Our pick is 9.
We're gonna say 9. Ooh, it would have to be a king's ransom then at that point, because I've sold myself on Marvin Harrison Jr. I really have. I hate Ohio State. The only 2 people I like from Ohio State right now are Justin Fields and Marvin Harrison Jr. It would have to be a king. It would have to be probably a Panthers style package, maybe better than what we for what we got this last year. Because I just think he is such an exceptional player. That's one of those where you look back, like Bryce Young. I can miss out on Bryce Young. We were right on that. Looks like if you miss out on the next, you name a good receiver. Hall, 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 Haul. I didn't emphasize that well, or enunciate that well. Yeah, you need a Hall, Haul.
There's Ron coming in with the dad comments right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this because Matthew said it. I would trade back with the Patriots for number 2. I know I'm not going to get as much of a haul, right, Ron? A haul.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not going to get as much if I get number 2. But I said this yesterday in a tweet that I would take, who is it? Cameron, whatever the Patriots defensive lineman is. He's like 24 years old. He's got like 6 sacks this year. I would take him and then the number 2 and then the next year, number 2. If I'm only moving back one spot, because the Patriots aren't that dumb. They're not dumb like Ryan Pace dumb. But if I'm going back and I'm flirting with like the 5, 6, 7 kind of guys, I want this year's first. I want this year's second. I want next year's first. I want an absolute haul. Okay, wait. Okay. Is Ron going crazy again? Okay, assuming we keep feeling okay for a haul. Okay,
yes,
so
it looks like I pronounced it correctly. It looks like it was our boy Joseph in here that had said Hull. So that's who Ron was referring to. Thank you, Ron. I feel vindicated
Joseph's
now.
about to come swinging from Knoxville, Tennessee,
I know.
and be like, "Get out of here, Ron."
Yep, I'll take a Hull or a haul at this point. Anything to make the Bears better. Anything to make the Bears better.
I mean, the Bears also have $83 million in cap next year. And also we haven't re-signed Jalen Johnson yet, which I don't think right now he deserves to get top money. We could talk about that in a later show. But Joseph, my bad. I just want to see Joseph and Rod like duke it out in the middle of a canyon. Must be you're nearly missing. You need that all. Roger coming in here with jokes. Santana just having the name of the Chicago Bears would be historic. Absolutely. But guys, this was a super fun live stream, and Joseph, absolutely. We're about to crack open some fresh organic tequila seltzers in a minute, my man. So stay tuned for that. But Tony, any last comments about the game before we close out?
Just don't get embarrassed. That's going to be my overall thing. Just don't. I don't want it to be tomorrow. Just all the jokes on Twitter, all the jokes on First Take and whatever. I just don't embarrass us. That's what I want.
Well, I don't want an embarrassment either. Oh, thank you for your service, Joseph, by the way. You're the man. Thank you. We'll have a drink out for you tonight. But I'm tired of laughing at the Bears, so I need something else. And Joseph agrees to that. Joseph and Ron are friends again. But all right, Bears versus Vikings. Monday Night Football in Minnesota, up with the guys who don't know how to play tough man football up there in the coldest spot in the United States. Yeah, whatever. Get out of here, you Vikings fans. Can't have a name like that and not play in the cold. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. If the Bears win tonight, make sure you go over to our Twitter. We are having a giveaway. We love to give you guys stuff. Thank you all for your support. And also, highlights will be up first thing tomorrow morning. Make sure you have notifications on the subscription so you know when that drops right away so you can watch it right when it drops. So with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Dick Brody, joined alongside my good friend and co-host, Tony. I pointed the right way this time, and we will see you guys next time.